Hello and welcome back. In the previous video, we have seen a generic graph traversal algorithm using a generic data structure. In this case, we are going to look at a specific data structure called the queue. And so what you're going to get is a graph traversal algorithm called breadth first search algorithm. In short, it's called BFS. So in this class, we are going to discuss the breadth first search or BFS in short. So what we are given is the source vertex from where we want to start the breadth first search algorithm, and we are also given a queue, right? So in this the data structure that we are going to use is a queue, so we will call there is a data structure queue which is available for us. First we will do initialization. First I will initialize the pi function. So pi function is used to record the nodes which are discovering the particular vertex, right? So the pi of I to be set as -2. If this particular vertex is not reachable from the source vertex, this will be remaining as -2 forever, right? So at the end of this algorithm, this will pi of I will be -2 if this vertex is not reachable during the traversal. We also need to another boolean variable which we'll call it as a flag of a node, which will help us to decide take action when we visit the vertex for the first time. So if you recall the framework, when we delete a vertex from the data structure, we want to look at the adjacent vertex of it, and depending on whether that particular vertex is there in the data structure or if it was deleted, we want to take a particular action. So in this case, and we also said that if you're using a queue, we will add a node into the data structure only once, right? So here this boolean variable will help us to decide whether this particular element was added into the data structure or not, right? So initially we will set the v of I to be false. The moment this ith vertex has been added into the data set, that is the queue, we will set this to true. After that, this will never be added again. So I'll repeat, so v of I here will denote whether the ith vertex has been added into the queue. So we start with the first vertex, add that into the queue, set pi of I to be -1. So -1 will indicate this the first vertex from where the search algorithm actually starts. Then we set the flag of this corresponding variable to be true. Now we delete the element from the queue, so that is the vertex u. Then you look at all the neighbors of v. So this is basically traversing through the adjacency list representation of u. So for every vertex v, first thing that we ask is that whether this v has been added into the data structure. If this is false, then what we do is that you just add this into the data structure, set the pi of v to be u. So, right, so u is the one which is causing v into the resulting v. Because of u, we are adding v into the data structure. In other words, the vertex v has been discovered by the vertex u. So we set pi of v to be u, and then since this v vertex has been added into the queue, so we will set the flag of v to be true. So the algorithm terminates when the queue is empty, right? So you will end up adding all the nodes in the graph exactly once, and then you end up deleting all the nodes from the queue one by one, and when the queue becomes empty, so the algorithm stops. Okay, so quick summary. So you start with the first vertex, add that into the queue, set the flag of that to be true. Now you start dequeuing one element at a time. When you dequeue an element, just look at the adjacent vertex of it. If it is not being added into the queue, just add that into the queue. Once you add that into the queue, so just set the flag of that vertex to be true, and continue this as long as the queue is not empty. So let's look at a quick example. Let's say that this is the given graph for us. Let's say that we are going to do the BFS traversal from the source vertex, which is 0. I add that 0 into the queue. So this is the queue that I have. So right now 0 is there. So I am going to, since 0 has been added, the flag for v to be true, and you see that the flag of everything else is false. pi of 0 is minus 1, any pi of the source vertex is going to be minus 1, and anything that we have not visited will be minus 2. So now what we do is that algorithm deletes the element from the queue. So 0 is the only element in the queue, so it will delete 0. When you look at delete 0, you look at the adjacent vertices of 0. So there are basically two adjacent vertices for 0. One is the node 1 and the other one is node 2. In other words, we will be looking at the outgoing edges from the node 0. So we will consider the edge 0, 1 and we will consider the edge 0, 2. So since 1 is the flag of that is false, so that will be added into the queue, and we will set the pi of 1 to be 0, and when we consider the edge 0 to 2, 0, 2, the flag of 2 is also false, so we will set the flag of 2 to be true, and we will set the pi of 2 to be 0. So after we delete and consider the edges outgoing from 0, the data structure will look like this. So 1 and 2 has been added into the queue, so the queue will look like 1 followed by 2, and so we will have pi of 1 to be 0 and pi of 2 to be again 0, and v of 1 and 2 has been set to true. So now we are going to delete the next element from the queue. The next element in the queue is 1. So when 1 is deleted, there are two edges which are outgoing from 1, which is 1, 2, and the other one is 1, 3. When you consider the edge 1, 2, the end point of this edge 1, 2 is 2, whose flag is already 2. So this 2 is already there in the data structure, so we will do nothing. So when you consider 1, 3, the end vertex is 3, the flag of 3 is false. So what we do is that we add 3 into the queue and set the pi of 3 to be 1, and since we are adding, the v of 3 will set to v true. So after we delete this, then 3 will be added into the the queue. So the queue will look like 2, 3. So 2 was already there, so 3 has been added to the back of the queue. So I am going to delete from this end and going to add from this end. So since 3 has been added, pi of 3 is set as 1, and v of 3 has been set to 3. So now the vertex that I am going to delete from the queue is 2. When you delete 2 from the queue, there is only one edge which is outgoing from 2, whose endpoint is 4. 4 has not been added into the queue, right? So the flag of that is still false. So what I do is that I add 4 into the queue, set the pi value of 4 to be 2, and set the flag of 4 to be true. So after we do this operation, the queue will look like 3, 4, and so the flag of 4 has been set to true and pi of 4 has been set to 2. So now the next element that is going to be deleted from the queue is 3. When 3 is deleted from the 3, you will basically end up going to the adjacency list of 3. But the adjacency list of 3 is null. It's an empty list because there is no outgoing edge from the vertex 3. So you do nothing. So next you're going to delete 4. When you delete 4, there are two vertices which are outgoing from the vertex 4. One is the edge 4, 1, and the other one is 4, 3. When you consider the edge 4, 1, you look at the flag of 1. The flag of 1 has been already set to true, so you do nothing. Flag of 3 is also set to true, so you do nothing. So after that the queue is empty. So your algorithm BFS traversal stops. So at the end of this algorithm, so what you get is the pi function, and you see that all the values of v are set to true. That means that we have visited all the nodes, and pi of 1 is 0, pi of 2 is 0, pi of 3 is 1, and pi of 4 is 2. So we look at the edges of the type pi of v, v. Except for the first one, so there will be n-1 edges in this tree, which are going to call it as the BFS tree. So what we see here is that on the right hand side is the BFS tree corresponding to this BFS traversal, which is exactly given by the pi function. So if you just look at the collection of edges of the type pi of v comma v for every vertex v other than the starting vertex, so what you get is the BFS tree, which will have exactly n minus 1 edges in the graph, and it will be a connected graph. So you notice that so we can talk about the levels in this BFS tree. So this is at the root, which is the starting node, is at level 0, and level of any other node is 1 plus the level of the parent. What happens in the case of the BFS traversal is that you start with the source vertex, then you visit all the nodes which are immediately adjacent to this particular node, right? So all these nodes will be in the level 1. Now you consider all the nodes in the level 1. Just look at immediately outgoing edges from all the vertices which are at level 1. You get the set of vertices which are in level 2. So now at any point of time you consider the vertices in level I and look at the outgoing edges and collect all the outgoing the adjacent vertices which has not been visited already, right? So if there is an edge which is already visited, we are not going to consider that. So in the level I plus 1 will have all the nodes which are adjacent to the nodes in the previous level which have not been visited, right? So that's why so you start with one vertex, you go to the immediate neighbors, then you go to the from that vertex you go to the immediate neighbors of those nodes, right? So it's something like you visit all your friends first, and then you worry about friends of friends, and then you look at friends of friends of friends, right? So that's at level 3. So that's why the name BFS comes from. So it's a breadth first. So you look at all your friends, you visit all your friends first, and then you worry about all friends of friends, and then later on you look at friends of friends of friends, and so on. As a special case, if you recall the level order traversal of the binary trees that we considered, so if you apply the BFS algorithm on the binary tree, what you basically get is the level order traversal of the binary tree, right? So I repeat, if you do the BFS traversal on a binary tree, what you get is the level order traversal of the binary tree. So let's try to analyze how much time it takes to do the BFS traversal. So what we do is that so as long as the queue is not empty, you delete a node from the queue, and then you consider all the outgoing edges from this particular vertex that has been deleted, right? So that is the vertex V, and then depending on whether V is was there in the data structure or not, if it is not added into the queue, then you add into the queue, otherwise you do nothing. So every node, notice that every node is going to be added exactly once into the queue, and it will be and our algorithm terminates when you end up deleting all the nodes from the queue. So every node is going to be added once, and every node is going to be deleted exactly once. Since you're going to consider all the edges outgoing from a node when the node is deleted, so if you look at any edge, it will be considered exactly once during the execution of the algorithm. If you look at the edge u comma v, this edge will be considered when you have deleted the vertex u from the queue. Since you're going to delete a vertex exactly once, every node in the graph every edge in the graph will be considered exactly once during the execution of the algorithm. So you know that NQ and DQ can be implemented in constant time, and so we are going to NQ and DQ each of the nodes exactly once. So the total number of the algorithm does n NQ operation and n DQ operation taking order and time. Then every edge is going to be considered once. So what do you mean by considering this edge? When the edge node V is deleted, you look at the outgoing edge from this particular vertex, and depending on the whether the endpoint is already there in the data structure or not, you take some action. So so if so every edge is considered exactly once. So this takes order m time. So in other words, the BFS traversal takes order n plus m time. Since every node is going to be added into the queue exactly once, so the size of the queue that you have might be of order n, right? So at some point of time it may happen that all the nodes are there in the queue. So you need an additional space for the data structure, which is the queue, which is linear in terms of the number of nodes in the tree. This is an additional space too, because this is the space taken by the data structure, that is the queue. This is I call this as additional space because you already need order n plus m space to store the graph. In addition to storing the graph, in order to implement a DFS algorithm, you need the queue. The queue will take order n space. So in this video we have seen the breadth first search algorithm using the queue. So we have seen that it takes order n plus m time and uses order n additional space to maintain the queue. In the next video we are going to replace this queue with a stack and get a traversal called depth first search algorithm. Let's take a quick break and come back soon.